live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, now also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
Right, so today is Manifestation Monday, Motivation Monday, all the above. We're going to talk about Rich Dad, Poor Mom. We're going to talk about manifesting wealth and breaking through all kinds of things. We come together each morning to know the truth, have some fun, and get some inspiration. And see the people we love, you know.
Money Monday, huh?
There you go.
Right. Manifestation Monday, Motivation Monday, whatever it is. I am so excited to welcome our special guest to the show this morning. Good morning, back in the studio. We're excited to have you. We have Shaman Durek in the house. He is a third-gen shaman and true thought leader. Good morning, Shaman.
Good morning.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Here at Good Morning La La Land, we like to know a little bit about your morning routine. How does a shaman start his day?
Well, first thing I do when I start my day is I go outside and take deep breaths, and I take in nature, I take in the air to fill up my lungs. And then after that, I go into what is called wording yourself up, where I speak to myself and I tell myself all the beautiful things about myself. Then I go into a meditation, and then I do shamanic exercises that are similar to Tai Chi. And then from there, I get with my team and we start our day. And it's really exciting. It's all about staying lit and full of energy.
I love that.
Fantastic.
His piece is like just exuberant, isn't it?
It is, and his hug only adds to it. When he came in, he gave me like the best hug ever, right?
Best hug ever I had this morning. Dr. Elizabeth Arena is in the house. Good morning, Dr.
Hi,
Elizabeth.
good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. Obviously, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're so grateful to have you here and shed light on early detection and screenings. But before we get to that, I'm wondering, what's your morning routine? How does a doctor start her day?
So I definitely need a little bit of tea or coffee to start my day, and then I usually check in to see what's going on with my patients, touch base with the nurses, and get in to hopefully get started on a surgery.
Hopefully get started on a surgery.
That's a good day.
Just wake up and change your life. Wow, or save a life for that matter.
Absolutely.
Roxy is in the house. Good morning. She is the founder of Ceremony Meditation. She is an expert in crystals, Reiki. She staged the studio, and she has a show called Ceremony here on Focus TV.
So excited to talk to her.
Loaded intro. Good morning, Roxy. How are you?
Good morning, good morning. Thank you. How are you?
We're so grateful to have you here with us today. Tell us how you start your day. What's your morning routine?
I start my day breastfeeding my 7-month-old daughter, and we play, and then I get into pulling a tarot card and kind of getting myself situated. My schedule has just changed a little since having a newborn, so definitely incorporating a lot more play into my life.
Oh,
Yeah. Great start.
That is a great start. Have some guidance and motherhood. Well, thank you for being with us this morning.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And Riyadh, the author of the $2 American Dream. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are you? Good.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Tell us, what's your morning routine? How do you start your day? You have a gorgeous family with you today.
Thank you. I get up in the morning, and when my eyes open, I realize when you get up in the morning and your eyes open, you have the best day in your life. And the first thing I do is so funny, like I go and I text myself. I said, I love you, Riyadh. Like I need to love myself first, you know? And I get up usually with agenda, and I check my agenda, and I start my day, yeah.
Gotta start with self-love.
That's right.
Great way to start the day. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to start our day with you all. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
I went down to Ceremony a couple weeks ago. Ceremony Meditation, Venice, such a beautiful, beautiful space. So many crystals, and I just want to
Did you move
I want life to be a ceremony. So much, so
I
pretty.
feel like your life is a ceremony in so many ways.
It's not.
You know, not so much.
It has moments
Did you
of
see
ceremony.
her latest Instagram post? Spiritual guiding is not ball bliss or something like that. It's like, no, it's true. You still have to be in your human form. How was Ojai this weekend, Erin?
Oh my gosh, I had the best time, you guys. It was so incredibly beautiful, and I'm going to get into it in a little bit, but just with Ojai, first of all, is so beautiful. We were at these beautiful homes both nights. They were literally out of a magazine with like white lights across, and everything was done to the T. And it's such a beautiful family, but it was just so funny because I grew up poor, and we're going to get into that. But so my mom, we were very poor. We literally went to the thrift store for clothes. we drove like a really beat up old Honda. And then my dad's side of the family was very wealthy. He'd drive a Mercedes, and we'd see him like, once or twice a year and go down to the beach house with the family. And so I've lived this really interesting, paradoxical life, which is I'm going to get more into, but it's been so cool because I think all of us has to decide where we belong, what feels right to us, and what wealth really means. And so it's going to get more into that when we have the second segment.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
And I love your family, Erin. You guys are always up to very meaningful things.
We are. It's a very active, ceremonial, ritualistic family, which is awesome.
I love it.
Hasn't always been that way.
How was your weekend, Jess?
Well, fashion is part of my ceremony, and I was celebrating at the Cinema Fashion Film Fest. It was absolutely incredible. Rob Mack was with me, and our associate producer, Victoria Simone. It was such an incredible celebration.
Super cool.
So cool. Wyclef Jean performed. Grayling Purnell received the Emerging Designer of the Year, and I totally geeked out over the costume designer of Sex and the City. She was there. She sat down next to us. She received Patricia Field.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't know. Epic. And she received the Icon Award. And it was just so cool. There was fashion shows and dance performances, and it's just so neat to be there and really celebrate the art and the culture that is fashion around film. And Cinema does that so stylishly.
Oh my gosh, it was such a beautiful event. Great people, great energy. I loved Wyclef Jean's performance. Just so sick. I mean, he was playing the guitar behind his head. It was ridiculous. So
it was ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, and then we left with this VIP bag of goodies. And I love being able to go through these. I get such a kick out. And I want to share them with you because truly, it's interesting to see what some of these celebrities and VIPs get gifted. And there's really been a push in the industry for things to be natural, for them to be organic, and to really just celebrate empowering female-owned companies and businesses. So we want to give a special shout out to a couple of the things that I went home with in my goodie bag. Dr. J's Naturals, she's going to be on the show on November 20th, and I'm really excited because she's got a line of face products and of supplements, and that's really important. I know, Erin, you're familiar with supplements and things as well, and being able to...
For sure. Got to beauty from the inside out first, for sure.
Beauty from the inside out, yeah, absolutely.
Makeup helps too.
And then take your makeup off with one of these quick Sonics because it's this pulsating face scrubber, next level technology, right?
Jazz, you've always got the best gifts.
And you know what's a great holiday gift?
What's that?
So the Wine Insider was the official wine sponsor of the event, and they're direct shipping wine to you. Who doesn't love that? Wine delivered to your door.
Well, we had a guest do you remember the day we had the guest that Postmated the coffee in the morning?
Yes, exactly. I'd like to, just Wine Insider, my new collection. So it was a special event.
How about you, Rob? You talk? How was
I did.
the summit?
The Positivity Summit. Cornell Thomas's Positivity Summit was amazing. He's such a great person, just like a really great heart. It was a great event. It was a packed event. I spoke mostly on happiness. I discovered, and you guys can both appreciate this, like when you try to distill down everything you've learned in the last 20 years to 30 minutes or 20 minutes, it is extremely difficult. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Like I'm thinking of all these thousands of studies that I've read and trying to distill it down. But it was great. Really, really grateful that Cornell Thomas was able to welcome.
I love it. Yeah. Did you get it recorded? I want to watch it.
I know they're producing a video, so I'll hopefully have that posted sometime this week.
Yay! So excited. We've had so many amazing people and shows, right? Speaking of, let's take a little look at our rewind from last Friday.
Special shout out for the Positivity Summit that's happening this weekend.
That's right. Cornell Thomas is in the house.
Cornell Thomas is here to support, and Rob Mack is going to be speaking.
Realized I have to do something about this. I self-diagnosed myself with OCTD. I call it obsessive compulsive tech disorder, and I said I'm going to change my life. I'm not going to get rid of my phone. I think technology can be really cool. There's a lot of, digital stuff that I love. I still have a social media. I'm not going to, go back to the Telegraph and pretend it's not 2018. But I'm going to use this stuff in a way that's healthier, where the people in my life that I spend quality time with face-to-face feel important again.
I do believe that God will give you what you need. You know what I mean? So it's really, I take no credit for that. I think that every day when I wake up, he's like, okay, let's just, get Jenny and the family through this day, and Kentel is a blessing. He's a joy.
Shallow relationships, I'm not saying that in a bad way. You never talk about those conversations that you need to talk about, the people that are closest with you.
Ooh, Project Kind.
Oh my gosh.
Touching
Talk about
story.
generosity. She is just, her compassion is endless, and her generosity is endless.
She led the homeless outreach here in Los Angeles for the Positivity Summit this weekend, didn't she? She's got such a big heart. And I really took a note from Jedediah Bila. It was such an honor to interview her. She, of course, is doing her book tour for #DoNotDisturb. So I took a note, and I turned the phone off on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I checked it for 1 hour, and I was like, that is it. I'm going to limit my screen time. I'm going to give myself a little break. And I felt so rejuvenated. Now, granted, I'm about 300 emails behind now on Monday, but it was really, really great because I did truly feel a little bit more present and connected, even just with myself. I wasn't so distracted in all the things I was supposed to be doing. I was just focusing on what I was doing in the moment.
It's such a good point. It's amazing how being distracted can so quickly dilute your happiness.
Well,
I mean, just, you know.
Oftentimes I think distraction gets like camouflaged as, ooh, I'm multitasking.
Multitasking is a myth. That is a myth.
So true. So let's get into this. So Manifestation Monday, Money Monday, whatever you want to call it. So it was so fascinating. So I want to talk to you about Rich Dad, Poor Mom. So this weekend, going back up there, talking about not being disturbed, you know, I was trying to like be present with this beautiful foundation. My great-grandfather set up a foundation where we give money away. And it's really interesting because, like I said, I grew up very poor, and then I have times with my dad's family that was very wealthy. And, you know, I think there's a decision for everyone, and I remember thinking, I definitely want money when I grow up.
Yeah.
But I remember reflecting back and going, what is it about it that I liked? And it wasn't necessarily, I liked the beach house and all those nice things, but that really wasn't what it was. It was the harmony. There was this, and please shout out to my mom. She's an extraordinary person, has done so well and has brought so much harmony and is now actually a millionaire. But literally just getting to the place where there's harmony. I remember going to my grandmother's house, and when you came in the morning, when you would eat breakfast, you couldn't come in until you had your underwear from the day before and whatever was dirty from the day before. There's laundry. The meals were set times. We sat down for dinner at a particular time, and I think that any time we want to level up our life financially, our health-wise, just having order, it's bringing harmony to all of it. Such an important place to bring systems and organization and prioritization.
It's such a good point, because I think for most people, money is the greatest source of their stress, right? At least like the perceived stress. So yeah, so it's great. So we found harmony.
Yeah.
And millions.
But I just think it's an important conversation. I did a podcast on it. I do an 11-minute podcast that you can listen to every morning. They aren't recorded every single morning. They're always weekly, but you can go back through the 117 of them now that are the daily ones. Yeah. But just talking about harmony, like taking a look at your life. Where's organization? Where there's harmony? Where isn't there? And the first order of heaven is order. Order and harmony.
I love that.
I think around wealth too, it's really interesting because the hardest thing to do is create harmony with your money, I think, for most people. And that's really the way you're looking at the relationship with your money. Money is not your servant, or is it your master? Money should be your partner. And in that partnership, money is the vehicle for opportunities, right? And for peace. So it gives you more opportunities. It allows you to options.
Absolutely. It allows you to buy bandwidth back, right?
Totally, absolutely. But I had never thought about it as my partner.
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought, oh, this is something I don't really have enough of and I'm super stressed out at. I never looked at, oh, depending on my relationship with this will help me create additional opportunities.
It's such a good point, Jez. And I would also say that it's the harmony that you find within yourself that allows you to organically find harmony with money and harmony with other people and harmony with your health and harmony with, you know, everything and everybody else on the planet. So for me, my intention is always to create or find or discover the harmony within myself first, and not make it about the money, because I think that can be really tough, right?
Oh,
Trying to work out your
absolutely.
relationship with money first before you feel a whole lot of self-love or peace or happiness inside. Yeah, you can create a whole lot of money, but then you've got to write a second book like Napoleon Hill, like this is how you have or create money and have peace.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Order's good though. Harmony's good, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm all about order, harmony, peace.
You're like the master of it.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And that being said, it's only from decades of feeling in harmony and inner conflict and a lack of peace that I was able to ever discover true peace.
But you have like the best, like your calendar is like very, very, very.
Yeah, I'm a little. I was like that as a kid though. Like when I was like 5, I was like that.
What, to be a master of systems and organization?
Yeah, I was just an overly disciplined child. Like I was like, all right, like, you know, right after school, first of all, I'd do all my homework before school ended. Like I'd get the next day's homework assignments the day before, so I'd have it all done. And then when I got off from school, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna practice this basketball drill at 4 o'clock. At 4:15, I'm gonna jump rope. At 4:30, I was like obsessed.
Wow. Really?
I was really obsessed. Oh yeah.
This makes so much sense why you have all these alarms as an adult.
It's like, why does Rob have 24 alarms? Yeah.
Which is a true story.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, but I will say that I'm always so inspired and awe of the way you two so gracefully live your lives, because I think you don't think so?
Well, it's taken me forever because I was from a very chaotic childhood. So I still challenge with like organization and skills and something. It's like something that I have to practice and go, okay, remember this distinction again? Like, how am I going to do this? I mean, we grew up like, we had like a beater car. We had like, there was no order, like when do you do laundry? There was like, everything was just whenever, whatever. And it's great if you just want chaos, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You need workability.
It's true, and there's a sweet spot there, right? Because if you're too overscheduled, or and you sort of lose the joy in the journey because you're so focused on each destination. You know what I mean? So there's a sweet spot about sort of being present while you continue within a space of structure.
For sure.
I practice the art of allowing. Just
art of
figure out that
allowing,
laundry
Jess,
when I
yes.
have time. Hire the rest of it done. That's what I aim to do.
So, speaking of order,
We're so excited for the launch of the latest issue of LA Home magazines, now in stands at Bristol Farms, Whole Foods, and it was a huge launch this weekend at the West Edge Fair. There was a huge design fair. We've got some special footage that we would love to share with you. We're so excited.
Congratulations
to the team at LA Home.
Super cool.
I am Natasha Phillips, the host of the LA Home Show on Focus TV, and we are here today to launch the latest issue of LA Home magazine at the West Edge Design Fair. This fair is filled with everything to use in your home and to build it with. Let's go see what they have to offer.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
I want to use this every night. LA Home is at the West Edge Design Show, and we are speaking to Chris about this beautiful Furno grill. Chris, tell us, how does it work?
Well, let's see what we're cooking inside first. We got our nice barbecue ribs going on right now. What makes the Furno grill so great is the fact that we can take this wheel here and move the burner beds up and down. So as of right now, I've got the burners up fully to where the grates are. But if we want to do a slow smoke like we're doing right now, the best thing to do is actually move the burners down, and therefore we get more of an oven-like setting here. So we can do full racks of ribs very easily. And then, of course, we have a nice thermal blanket on top here, which actually keeps the heat inside. And then also you have a very nice, sexy look to it. And this is our Furno grill.
That sounds amazing. LA Home is now speaking to Ellie from 11 Ravens. Hi, Ellie. So, these game tables are fantastic. Please tell us about them.
So we are a company that is called 11 Ravens. It is based in Los Angeles, and we are producing the high-end game tables, all the wide range, shuffleboard, table tennis or ping pong if you want, poker, billiard tables, foosball tables, all the game tables you wish, we can make it. And our specialty is the custom designs.
We're getting into this beautiful concrete tub that apparently plays music, and you can feel it and hear it with your body. Okay.
And now plug your ears.
Plug my ears. Oh my goodness. I can hear the song perfectly. It's amazing. We are speaking to Karina Rizzo, the designer of this amazing product. So tell us about the 3-Dazer.
3-Dazer is a laser measuring device that turns your iPhone into a measuring tool. And it's combined with the software that we designed. It's called 3-Dazer, that you can upload for smartphones, any smartphones. And in combination, does project management, has storing and sharing capabilities, and you can do your sketch. And it's really productive for interior designers to use this software and laser measuring device because it's very light and easy to carry. As a designer myself, I save so much time when I collect the data in the field.
LA Home is trying out the best bed in the world at the West Edge Design Show. So we'd love to hear about the history of this bed and what makes it the best bed in the world.
Yeah, so this is actually the world's oldest bed brand. And we've been making beds by hand in Sweden for 165 years. And we're doing it the old traditional way with horsehair, cotton and wool. So, you know, back in the days, if you were of nobility, you would stuff all your furniture with horsehair. And the reason why we use horsehair is because horsehair is the only hair in the world except ours that's hollow. That means that it will regulate the body temperature and allow fresh air to flow through the hair. So this bed will always be dry and always be cool, so you can't be sweaty.
That's incredible. So you said that this bed is $40,000. So talk about some of the other beds that you have.
So they range between $15,000 all the way up to $40,000, and there's actually one bed that's $189,000.
Right here we are looking at convertible furniture. So tell us about this.
This is all Italian manufactured. We do have a showroom here in Los Angeles. This is the Oslo unit, and it starts out as a sofa, and when you're ready to go to bed, you just bring down this unit right here.
That's amazing. It's a real space saver.
It is. It's multi-purpose, so you have a living room, and when you're ready, you have a bedroom.
We are excited to see all the... LA Home is at the S-Wet. Let's interview some of the attendees. No. Ooh, this is fantastic. Bye, I'll see you in the morning.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It's an absolute honor to welcome Shaman Durek to our show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You are a true thought leader.
So beautiful.
You know, internationally, it is such an incredible opportunity to be able to have this conversation with you and La La. And before the break, you were mentioning it's not all about the hustle, right?
Alignment over hustle.
All day. For sure. So before we begin, would you mind just telling the audience, what is shaman?
A shaman is a bridge of someone who's there to hold the values for the people. So we learn about spiritual things, but it's not spiritual in the sense of religion. It's spiritual in the sense of how do we continue to adapt on Earth and how do we maintain evolution. So I always say spirituality is the true evolution. It's not the chia seed puddings and the green smoothies and the yoga classes, right? So it's really about stepping into yourself, and then how can you step into yourself, be authentic, and then bring that out to the people. What people see in the very modern times is like all the plant medicine and all that. That's not what shamanism is about. Shamanism is about physiology, kinesiology, anthropology, sociology. And when we start very young. So I was chosen when I was 5, started training when I was 11, took my rites of passage at 27, and then just immediately I started taking people at age 14. I have this guy actually in New York who just saw me, and he goes, I remember coming to you when I was young and you were a kid, and I went to go see a kid to solve my problems, to help me. And I was like, I didn't solve your problems, I just led you to understanding them more. And so we're really there to really help people get into that space of how do we show up in the most authentic way in life and bring that message of love, not as a guru, not as a I'm better than you, but leading people to be leaders, to lead the message of love forward.
So what was it about you that you were chosen at 5 years old, and who chose you?
My grandmother. So my grandmother chose me. She's from Ghana. She was a medicine woman in the tribe of Umbutu and Yoruba tribe. And one of the things they look for when choosing the next of line is you have certain access to your ancestors. Certain things that you say that children would not say. Like for me, I used to always go, I can't change this, I can't change this, why can't I change this? That was a sign for her, because that means that I was on the spirit world, and in the spirit world everything is conscious consciousness, so you can change anything. The other thing was that I was very much connected to being able to have this great capacity for love, and also seeing what was inside of people, like what was people about. Like when I was a kid, I would tell everybody what I saw. And also being rebellious, because in shamanism, if you have a tribal culture and everyone in the tribe is doing what they're supposed to do, the shaman in the tribe who's watching looks for the child who is going out in the forest by themselves, who's looking at the stars underneath this, while everyone is sleeping in the tribe. It's the one who does the opposite is the one that can bring messages back to the tribe to help them to thrive.
We call it like having, it's like the gatekeeper to the physical.
That's right.
And I actually got my 9 rights in shamanism through the Incas. And one of the things, so I wanted to ask you something. So one of them was that we can reverse age. We've been granted the rights to reverse age. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, everyone always asks me how old I am, and I'll be 44 next month. And it's true, we have the ability to change cellular process in our body, which our body goes through cellular regeneration naturally when we eat healthy and when we're exercising, getting enough oxygen, and really keeping a stronger biome. But however, what happens in shamanism is that we actually have the ability to access, and we can rotate the nucleus of the atoms as well as the electrons inside the atom that literally depletes age from us. Yeah, it's really powerful.
How does one do that?
I know, I'm like, if I touch you, can you reverse it for other people?
I teach them how to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
So one of the things for me, which I think is why I stand out a lot in the world as a shaman, is because a lot of shamans are in the jungle, in flat plains, in the dry grass. They're not integrating with the modern world, with the Western world, unless you go to them. And for me, it's about taking shamanism and making it more available to people, where it's not about you coming to me as like, you need to get information from me. It's me teaching you how to access that yourself. That's where we are right now. We need to be not spiritually codependent. We need to be self-independent.
Completely. And not only like, I never took any of the medicines, and I'm okay if that's someone's path. That wasn't my path. But I don't think that people need to get over that. Shamanism is inclusive for sure. And so tell us a little bit more about, you're doing so many great projects. You're in Hollywood. You got some shows in the works. What's going on?
Yeah. Right? So yeah, I was recently on The Doctors, which is great because they said they never brought anyone spiritual on The Doctors. But for me, I've been joining forces with Dave Asprey, who does Bulletproof. So I created this thing called spirit hacking. He does biohacking, so we kind of merged them together. So now we're doing stuff with his labs. We're working on building a superhuman. How do we access information from biohacking as well as our neurological process, how we're operating in the way that we're dealing with our mitochondria? How do we upgrade our systems by using what is naturally here with our bodies? So I've been doing that. I do a lot of work for women around the world. So I go to countries that are in war. So I watch the people that are going through like bombs and things that are happening so I can understand how mental health is really affecting people globally. And I've been getting together. I just got back from Mallorca. I was speaking on a panel about mental health, getting to the source of the problems, not just the symptoms anymore. I think we're so caught up in, and I love allopathic medicine, I love holistic medicine, but I do believe there has to come a synergy. There has to be a conversation that we need to have for the healthcare model, and for women especially, because we can put we can put people out, a woman into outer space, astronauts, but we don't have a really strong healthcare model for women, and that's a problem.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Hello.
Yeah. So my work is really governed on that. So I just did something with Discovery, which comes out in December. The Doctors. I have another TV show, but I can't really talk about it so much that's coming out. And it's just about how do I bring the message of love, because it's not about me. It's about the people. And it's like, how do we put the power back into people's hands? And how do we teach people not to be so codependent upon, if just because a celebrity is taking a vitamin doesn't mean that vitamin's right for you.
Totally.
But how do you maintain that? Because if you're living your life in London, in LA, and being in the media, how do you balance that?
So for years and years, I needed to be in the media, and I was actually very clear that I didn't want to be on Instagram, I didn't want to be on Facebook, I didn't want to be on any of the social sites. And a friend of mine who's Persian said to me, "You're being selfish. You're not letting the people know you exist." And that was a very good awakening for me. But what I did was I got into really deep, authentic clarity with myself, which is I'm not going to use the media as this like likes and love thing. I'm going to use the media as a way to deliver a message to the people. So, and I think, you know, when you see pictures of people taking these like really beautiful pictures of their green smoothie with the blueberries on top, and they're like hanging upside down doing a yoga pose, you know,
living this impossible
this
life.
amazing life where they're like, you know, they're sunbathing on these beautiful decks across the world. That's not reality. Reality is we all go through our experiences and we go through ups and downs. How do we create sustainable love, sustainable joy, sustainable happiness, sustainable health? So for me, I use my social media platform and my public figure platforms. Like, if, you know, people see me with celebrities and they say all these things, and I tell them celebrities have the same problems that everyone else has. The only difference, it's more open. It's more, you know, out to the public, and so they have to deal with that. For me, it's not about that. It's about the message. How do we build leaders today, like the leaders that were of yesterday, but not just one, not just two, but hundreds of leaders, and bring that message forward so that we can survive on Earth, because we have a lot of cataclysmic things that are happening, you know, with our environment, with the weather. We have to start waking up and saying, I am valuable, I am amazing, I'm powerful, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, and I'm able to step into who I am with authenticity, which then I can allow that to be able to give to others. Pouring into another person's vessel is the greatest thing in life you can do.
Just fantastic. So what can people do to tap into their authentic power?
So the first thing that people can do to tap into their authentic power is to, one, just remove the middle person. I call the middle person the, I don't know why I'm smoking. I don't understand why this is happening to me. I don't understand. I don't. It's very easy to use these words and then to completely vacillate yourself away from your core self. When you just go into, which is, I choose to smoke because fill in the blank. The other one is not, you don't have to people please, right? This isn't like the win the award for best how many friends you have or how many things you do for people. Do it because you really want to do it without expecting anything in return. When you give to someone without expecting anything in return, it's an authentic giving, and it creates such a beautiful connection to community, to love, to connection to yourself. And one of the other things that I always tell people, which is really, really important, is to make sure, I always say selfish is the new self-love, right? Is take time for yourself. You know, make it about you, and not about you in the sense people are like, oh, I don't want to be narcissistic, I don't want to be someone who doesn't care about people. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is take the time to really ask yourself, what do I need in order to be able to show up in the most authentic way? And if that means that you have to turn off your phone, turn off your phone. If that means that you need to get more pampered, get more pampered. If that means you need to tell yourself how beautiful, how amazing, how creative, how divine, how special, how loved, and that when you walk into a room, people love your energy, they love your spirit. If that's what you have to do it. Do it.
Amen.
Just do it.
I'm in.
So you're redefining what it means to be a shaman, redefining and bringing in an all-inclusive spirituality, and I'm completely on board with you. I think that this is, the taboos of all of it are like, it's just becoming common knowledge and common wisdom, so and yet profound always. So thank you so much for all your work. We have to ask about the your huge, beautiful agenda that you have.
So this is made from Alex and Lee, and Alex and Lee are designers that used to design stuff back in the early 60s and 70s for like Grace Jones and Sting and like all the people that you saw like back in those days. And so they do all the weaving themselves. There's nothing made in a machine. They hand weave everything, and it's just I love their pieces. And the kimono, like the woman who makes the kimono, she gets it from Japan, and then all of this she takes from different parts of the world, and that makes me feel good because it's very cultural, because I'm a very like worldwide cultural person, and I think that's important.
It's very divine. So when people work, do you work one-on-ones? Do you bring them into a community? How do they work with you?
So I work with everyone from like doctors to Wall Street execs to CEOs to families. I go in, I do like a whole thing with families, because families are tribes, right? And a lot of times what people don't realize is that when you see like your daughter who's always telling the father, like, I don't think you should do that, I don't think you should do that, and the father just doesn't listen, I say you need to listen to her because she's the protector of the family. Like, people don't even realize that each person in the family is playing a role to keep everyone in thriving space. So I work with them, I work one-on-ones, I do workshops, I do television stuff, I do pretty much anything I can do to bring the message to the people.
How can people find and follow you?
They can, I have a podcast called Ancient Wisdom Today, which is on iTunes, Spotify, and Google. And I also do classes and workshops, which you can go to shamandurek.com and sign up under my newsletter to find out how to learn about shamanism. And they can also follow me on Instagram at shamandurek.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
We're doing it. You're doing it. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. Thank God.
I just got really nervous. I haven't been nervous this whole time, except right now.
You got this. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. I pooped myself. Okay. She goes.
I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake, and I would like to I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. Man! That's for your outtake. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. We'll see you next time.
Yay!
We did it! Dr. Abs. Does he have abs?
Fire emoji.
I think it tastes like shit.
I fucking hate it. This is the closest thing to chemicals.
Oh, there it is! You want to try it?
No. Hot! I don't know how you could be hot on because you don't have any clothes. Josh, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Hot!
Heart emoji.
Really hot. So hot. You're supposed to say yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Soul Playground. Please, please,
I know. Fuck that. Please.
Please.
For the board.
Of course. We're like in the zone. Peace out. It's like for the boys.
Oh. Shout out to Ricky Rebel.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land on this Motivation Monday. We're motivated by some Breast Awareness Month with Dr. Elizabeth. Arena is in the house. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Welcome
So
to the
nice
show.
to meet you. Thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
So obviously, it being October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. What is it that is your specialty?
So I'm a surgeon and I specialize in breast cancer primarily, but I also take care of patients who have benign breast issues. So many women have breast lumps. Not everything is cancer. And it's really important to just get checked out and find out what it is that's going on.
But so there's a lot of debate on how often we should get checked. How old should we be when we start doing the screenings, or when do we start screening ourselves?
I think that's definitely becoming more and more debatable. On average, most women get started screening at the age of 40. And that's with mammograms. But before that, everyone really should think about getting themselves checked out with their gynecologist or their primary care doctor and doing self-exams. I think even starting in your 20s is appropriate because many women get lumps even at a young age. And it's good to just get to know your own body and get to know if something's changing. You know, cancer actually can start even in your 20s. It's very rare, but it can happen. So I think it's important to just be aware of your own body and figure out what it is that might be changing.
What inspired you to pursue this professional path?
Well, I did have, in my family, I had a family member who was affected with breast cancer. And I had been thinking about different things within medicine that I was interested in, and I always found myself kind of pulled back towards that route. And it really felt almost like a calling in that sense. It just kind of kept drawing me that way.
Yeah. What's been the hardest part of the journey for you, sort of, besides med school?
Yeah, right. The hours, definitely. Yeah, the residency is a lot of hours in the hospital, so it's a little bit hard to balance. I thought, what you guys were just talking about is so interesting about harmony and trying to, it's so important for your health in general. And I think as physicians, it's hard for us too to try to balance all of that. And we want to be good examples for our patients. And so I think it's important for us too to try to, keep that in mind. So that's the hard part is the hours, I'd say. Yeah.
In moving forward in the conversation about breast cancer, what can we do to be in harmony with our bodies? There's been so much talk about, whether caffeine or underwire bras or certain antiperspirants can increase your risk of breast cancer.
I think most of that is really hard for us to prove. It'd be hard to do a study and actually prove that an underwire bra is causing breast cancer. Some of it should be probably common sense. And with my experience, I don't think an underwire bra, I don't think certain deodorants are necessarily causing breast cancer, but I think diet is definitely going to be something that factors in, and different environmental factors most likely are part of the process. It's breast cancer is multifactorial. It's not one thing in particular. For the average woman, age is really going to be the biggest factor. Breast cancer tends to be something for older women primarily. And some women do have a family history of breast cancer. Those women are more at risk. But I don't think women should be worried about things like what bra they're wearing or what deodorant. I don't think that's going to be the main cause.
Yeah, makes sense. It seems like it all adds up, all the stress, and whether something's making you more stressed, like an underwire bra, it's by all the culmination of so many things. Of course, genetically, I'm sure, is the #1 thing. How much would you say genetics is playing into it? And we don't know that factor because that changes in science so drastically. But outside of that, what do you see as the common things that have people like their lives really stressed? What's the #1 thing you say adds to all that?
I do think stress is a big part of it. I think, again, it's probably hard for us to prove that. It does seem like genetics is still a smaller factor in terms of family history. I mean, most women with breast cancer did not have a family history or did not have a genetic problem from it. But women who do have those genetic problems within their family are very high risk for it. But I think stress, and I do think there are going to be environmental factors that we just don't know about
Pesticides that we don't even know about, for sure.
There's not a single one of us who in our family, friends, people that we know and love dearly, been affected by breast cancer. How can we best support them in their journeys of recovery?
I would say it's very unique. I find with some patients, they really need people around them, and other patients really want to take that on themselves and don't want to add that stress for their family members. So I think just listening, asking that person what it is that they need, if they do want time, if they're going through surgery, want people around for that, that's important. Other people really do want to sort of take that on themselves. So I think just asking that person really what it is that you can do for them is the best thing. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all your work.
Sure, thank you.
Where can people find you?
So I'm part of the surgery group of Los Angeles, and we are on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Elizabeth. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, LaLaLand.
Hi, this is Roxy with Ceremony. Wait, this is Ceremony by Roxy, sorry. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Roxy. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Hi, this is, okay. Hi, this is Ceremony by Roxy. I am your host, and this is a show about mindfulness, healing, and living a life with purpose. I keep going, right? Looking forward to watching the rest of your journey and having your beautiful wife on next. I should recut that one. Hold on.
Yeah. Look, you just made your first TV show.
I can't wait to see the bloopers.
Oh, there's plenty of that.
The change is starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. Bet you don't have one of those in your phone.
Right.
Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope. Messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm so excited to welcome to the show. Yeah, of the $2 American Dream. Thank you so much for being with us today. I find your whole journey so inspiring. Take us back to your fitness journey in Tunisia.
Yeah, I grew up in North Africa, and we're 5 kids, and I'm the youngest one. And I go home. I said, "Mommy, I'm home. What we have for dinner tonight?" And my mom, she's crying in the kitchen, said, "We don't have food for tonight." And we hold hand and we go to the kitchen and said, "Mommy, it's okay. We don't have food for tonight, but I have you, Mommy." And she cried, and I always love play soccer. I play soccer every day. I never have tennis shoes. I play barefoot. And I go home, said, Mommy, we win the game. I'm excited about winning the game, and my feet all bloody. And my mom said, what happened for your feet? I said, Mommy, pain is the name of the game. You have to get hurt to win. And I came here in 2000 with only $2 in my pocket, and the only word I know in English is job. People donate $1,400 for me to come to America. And I come here for my mom. We came 60 people, and in the last day I told everybody I'm staying. And people said, you're crazy, you staying, no English, no friend, no family, you're going to die. And I told everybody, I'm dying every day in my country. When I come here, I'm in my mission, make my mom proud, or I'm going to die. It's hard to, when I come here, I'm 27. It's hard to see your mom crying every day. I said that someone have to do something. And I walk in Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, say job, and I get rejected. And they say job, I get rejected, and I kept going. And after I accept job, and the owner is from Morocco, he said, I begged him, said, please give me a job. He said, no, I can't. You don't speak English. And I said, please, I came here for my mom. I want a job. I sleep on the floor. I clean the bathroom. I do anything. I clean your car. I want a place for tonight. And he said, I beg him. After he said, okay, go sleep on the floor and clean the bathroom. And when I travel, I speak. People always tell me, you slept on the floor? I said, yes, but I slept in America floor. It's like, I'm not seeing a floor. I see it actually opportunity. And
wow, it's incredible, the resilience. You know, how did you make the move from sleeping on the floor and cleaning the bathrooms to being a speaker and to being an author? How did that happen?
My mom is always my heart. And this is what I did. After I did personal training, I always loved my passion. And after I opened my first business, I think the one thing people don't realize, like I tell everybody, you're in America, my friend. Like other people don't realize this. Like if you get up in the morning and you have shoes and you have pillow, you already made it. And in my country, we only in the night. In America, we dream all day here. we actually dream all day here. And this is what I realized. When I slept on the floor, people said, you're crazy, you slept on the floor. When I opened my first juice bar, people said, you're crazy, you open your first juice bar, you're not going to make it. But you know what I realized? If people do not tell you you're crazy, then your dreams is not big enough.
So well said. So what would you say, tell us a little bit about your book, The $2 American Dream. This is your story. What would you tell for people out there? What do they do? Where do they go? How can they find some help?
You can go to my website, Riyadh Hamdi, and you can get a lot of information from there. And the one thing I tell everybody, when you get up in the morning and your eyes open, you have the best day in your life. You actually made it. And the one thing I do, when I get up in the morning, I text myself, actually, I said, I love you, Riyadh. Because you have to love yourself first. And we all have 24 hours. Life is like the heartbeat. One day you're up, one day you're down, one day you're happy, one day you're sad. You have to keep going. You have to keep going and focus about the positivity. And don't go sleep when you're tired. Go sleep when you're done. When you're done, you go sleep. And
that means Jeslin's never sleeping. Never. She already barely sleeps. So.
I love that you have a book, 365 Daily Wisdoms.
Correct.
Do you share them with your family?
Yes, every day, yes. Every day I get up in the morning and I think the most powerful thing happened to me when people said, why you wrote the book? I said, my book is for my family. I don't want my daughter to remember my house or my cars or my business. I want my daughter to remember, Daddy come here to save his mom. Daddy actually stepped in the floor. And this is what's my mission. And my daughter read this and I think I'm more big in legacy. For life, train for legacy. If you have 1 hour left, what's something you left?
Right.
Book, anything. Like I'm big in legacy. And something big, because America, my mom have food. Because America, my mom have hot water. And because America, my mom don't cry no more, actually.
So we want to know, where is your mom?
She's in North Africa, Tunisia. Yeah.
She's still, and you send money back there?
Yes, always. And I still ask her the same question every day. Mom, do you have food? This is this is the one I ask my mom every time, Mom, do you have food? She said, yes. I want to make sure, when I came here, I thought my mission is more like my mom have food and my mom have hot water. But I realize now my mission is more bigger than this. It's not about my mom no more, it's about everyone. It's about share the love and help. We're all here on this planet. We're all guests on this planet. Let's leave the best memory. We're all together here.
So true.
Today's daily wisdom, if you don't, feedback is necessary to become the best version of yourself.
Correct, yes.
What's the best piece of advice or feedback you've ever received?
You have to listen more than you talk. Sometimes it's okay you don't have nothing to say. Yeah. It's more like other people said, no, I want to control. No, it's okay to listen. And in life, you don't win and lose. You win and learn. Learning is growing. Like, if you lost, you don't lose. You actually grow in life. And you keep going. I tell everyone, I just come here with $2 in my pocket. And have your why. My mom is my why. And get up in the morning, and up, ups and down, keep going. And you the question I ask always myself every day for like 60 seconds, every day, I close my eyes and said, Riyadh, I'm 90 years old today. What I wish I do? I wish I did more push-ups. I wish I helped more business. I wish, and open my eyes and do one thing. Think is not dying, it's the regret. Regret is big. And I want to say something, other people get confused and said, we are in America, my friend. Like, I always say this to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. I mean, I think that's the whole point of the show is La La Land is really for dreamers, not, you know, dreamers we believe that you have to dream and we have to dream big and believe that we have all potential and we're here to support one another. So thank you so much for believing in yourself, believing in the dream and helping others believe that dream, because if someone can do it with $2 in their pocket, anyone can do it. So congratulations.
Thank you so
Tell
much.
everyone where they can find and follow you.
You can go my Instagram at Riyadh Hamdi, or you can go to my website, is riyadhhamdi.com.
Thank you for your daily wisdom, Riyadh. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm Kimberly Chang, and I'm a woman warrior.
And then another one, nonsense. I'm just kidding. You guys are all so newsy. I'm like, who was that? Was that Liberty?
Do you want the definition of a woman warrior?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. Oh, I'm definitely. She's like,
okay.
Give me the question. So it could be resilience.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay, great. Done. Done. That's a great one. Woo! Love that.
We're gonna keep it real on Sweat with Soul.
That's a wrap.
Okay. I said Dr. Bishop. I'm just having fun. This is so hard. What else do I need to do? Oh. That's my life. That's funny. No, can we start all over? That's too much talking. Do I just talk again? That was so hard. Thank you.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're still honored Roxy, who is founder of Ceremony Meditation in Venice. She's a Reiki master, crystal expert, all the above. Look at you. You're a mom with little 7-month, and look at how fast you like, showed up like you're just
high vibration.
20 hours of sleep last night.
It's so special because your vibes truly are radiating. How do you keep them so high?
I mean, it's probably all the Reiki I do, and being around a 7-month-old, you pick up that energy, that childlike innocence, and it's just so fun being
But what is Reiki?
So Reiki is, you know, everybody has the ability to be a healer. So a Reiki practitioner is just, it's a Japanese method, and Rei is universal and Chi is prana, life force energy. So it's connecting to life force energy, but really connecting to the divine intelligence within to manifest and create the life you want. So a lot of times people think, well, I don't want to be a healer, I'm not a healer. And I was in real estate when I even opened the store up.
Really?
Yeah. I owned a escrow company for 10 years, and through a chain of events, if you're not aligned with your path, it is going to pull you out and put you on the right one.
So what was the catalyst for you to have your awakening?
The catalyst to have my awakening is I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago. I did plant medicine and Reiki 1, 2, and 3 training all within 6 months.
That'll do it.
Right? And, you know, I always joke, and I love my teacher, but she never told me, you know, when you go through a Reiki, you know, process of opening that up, you're going to go through a karmic purification, you're going to go to energetic. So if you're not aligned, it is going to pull you out and put you on the right path. And you know, that year I also did Kabbalah, and that year I look back, which looked like so chaotic and crazy, but it was my biggest year of growth and expansion, and that was the catalyst that led me to, you know, sell my business, in which I opened up ceremony meditation not even like 6 months after that.
It's so interesting because that's oftentimes people go, they're holding on to something in their past, their money, their real estate, something that ends like, you have to understand that when you're going into this path, sometimes you've got to let go of that because it's coming in a different energetic field of money, and sometimes you've got to let go of everything. It's such a scary time. It's like spiritual worship. So what did that look like? How did you make that transition? So once you let it all go, or were you able to carry some of it forth?
Yeah, I let it all go. I moved all my employees over to another business, and I did as well. And it was just really, you know, that aha moment of, okay, I'm spiritual, I have a practice, but am I living practice, you know? So it was like, no, the universe is going to support you. You're going to be totally fine. And I did that. And at one point I was trying to do both careers, and I was like, what is my highest excitement, and what did I come here to do? And then when I tapped into that, you know, that's when, you know, I started, you know, I had the meditation studio, but I was like, let me just start my jewelry line. I love making jewelry, and it, you know, that will start supporting the income while getting a business going. Obviously takes a minute. So it was just fully surrendering and letting go. And I used to be that A-type, you know, OCD, everything was planned, from my outfits to my meals to my appointments to my fundings to how many loans I was going to get in, and it was like, no, these plans you're making are not the right ones. So
wow, I love that you were so just true to yourself and that, and allowed yourself. Tell us about this space. We have some special footage we like to show. Yeah,
sorry.
No, you can tell us about it. Okay.
Oh, ceremony meditation?
Yeah, tell us about it.
So it's a meditation studio in Venice.
Yeah.
And my fiance and I, you know, have a real estate background, but when we saw it, we're like, this is the place. So he watched so many Gaiam documentaries. I don't know if you know what Gaiam is.
No, tell me.
It's like the Netflix, but for consciousness.
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah.
They've got everything on there.
Yeah, so I used to always make fun of him because that's all he watched for 3 years straight. And I stopped when he, you know, he came up with the idea for the garden of our studio is like a temple. So there's crystals going all the way around it. They're all placed in sacred geometry. There's huge like green adventurings going all the way around it. Wow. He contacted one of the guys on Gaiam to say, you know, is this a proper grid? And he aligned it and made some adjustments so that it's like, you know, in alignment with fall equinox over the 8-foot Buddha that's there. And we did a lot of, you know, meditations, calling in the energy and activating the grid. So when you go to a temple or a sacred site, you just feel different, you know, because of the energy of the place. Wow. And everything is, you know, is in sacred geometry, and there's a lot of geometry in there. So we wanted to recreate that, but in the
It's such a beautiful space. I went down there a couple weeks ago, and you're on, you know, what, Rose Ave, so it's like it is so La Land.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is, but in a great way, because it's a ceremony. You walk in and you feel like you were in a sacred space. Thank you so much for creating that for everyone down there.
Thank you.
Who have been some of your favorite teachers?
My favorite teachers of our studio, or
just in general in life.
In life, well, Shaman Durek is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like such a fresh breath air. I mean, what he's speaking is like so real and so true. And I was just like, if the world actually heard this kind of wisdom, what kind of world would it be? But really, you know, I think my spiritual practice has really been, you know, with different teachers, different shamans, and really turning within. And I think just so encompassed in the real estate world and busy with life, I didn't really besides reading my Wayne Dyer books, I didn't really keep seeking. I think Shaman Durek also touched on it. Is really we are our own gurus, so it's looking within and unveiling that that
God,
within.
Guru, Himself are one.
Right? Yeah, really.
So beautiful.
Congratulations on your new show on Focus.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited.
We've got a special sneak peek of that. Tell us about some of your guests.
So that's Charlotte Victoria. She's a dear sister of mine. Very powerful, just beautiful human, beautiful soul. She is doing gene key reading. She supports women's circles, women empowerment, and just really, really someone that supports what we're going through right now, this time, and activating other people.
Tell us about the gene keys. I actually had a gene key reading for my birthday. It was,
you did?
It was a 2-hour reading. It was really fascinating based on what the I Ching and your birthing chart. And what else? Do you know much about it?
I haven't got one yet, but did you get it with Charlotte?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, so that's what she said is really it's a map of everything going on, but really can help you get an alignment to see where you're out of alignment so that you can really step into your purpose and your path and walk that.
Love it.
So
how can a person better or more deeply tap into spirit? What would you recommend if they were wanting to tap into spirit, not just to experience the peace, but also to have a life that was more well lived?
Meditation. I mean, it's just one of those things that people overlook because we're in this modern society and I don't have time for it. We'll do 5 minutes. Because really that's all it takes, and it's so many fables of, oh, well, I can't sit in silence, or I don't have time for it. Meditation is not always sitting in silence. You can turn on sound bowls, you can turn on some guru dev or, something really relaxing, just to drop in. So to really, allow yourself to turn within and find and peel back those layers and do inquiry, drop in and ask spirit for a sign, ask for anything,
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Deeply enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think that's the greatest.
You can also wear crystals.
Yes.
And remind yourself of them when you touch them. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Where can people find your jewelry?
So on Ceremony Meditation, we have a shop now. So I have my pieces on there. It's called Love Consciously, because that's just really, I feel like it's a time of love, but really loving consciously, not just throwing around the word, I love you, I love you. And the crystals just make you feel great.
And look great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here and
Thank
sharing your time and light with
Thank
us.
you so much for having me.
So they can go down and get meditations, workshops, shop for some crystals, and what else can they find there?
Yeah, so just, the workshop, classes, we have the boutique that has every crystal that you need, jewelry, and pretty much that's all of it.
Love it.
And it's just an amazing community, amazing tribe. When people come there, it's not just for a meditation class, you really find your soul family there. And that's really, a big part of the reason why we built this place, to bring community together, which is so much needed.
Thank you so much.
For sharing that
thank
with us.
you.
Stay tuned. We'll be
Thank
back
you.
with more on Good Morning La La Land.
It helps with weight loss and mental clarity and sleep and bleh.
Oh, that was good.
I know you're gonna love it. Shit, I did. Bone broth. It's not vegan bone broth and a vegan yeah, okay. If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. Jesus, guys. And if you're vegan, you get a vegan bone broth. Vegan broth. I'm blah, blah. I know you're gonna love it, so check it out.
Beautiful.
Blah, blah, blah.
One, two, three. Look how cute we are.
We are so cute. Andy, aren't we so cute? Andy, don't you love us?
Bless you. Sorry, my sneeze is so aggressive.
Wow.
Somebody has Monday vibes, and it's not Monday. Asante Cleveland of the LA Chargers. What? Hot, 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 hot.
Alyssa Goodman show? Who cares? I don't fucking know. We're just clicking all day. I will not allow that.
Cheers. On Monday we had Asante.
Cleveland. And you're with Victoria.
I'm with Victoria. What the F is my problem?
This is it. This is it. We're close now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It has been a Monday, a very motivational Monday. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
The question of the day, we've been sort of talking about mindfulness and spirituality and self-love. And I guess the question is sort of a general one, which is, if there was one thing that you wanted to be either remembered for or that you wanted people to know more about or to experience more, what's the one tip you would have for people to live sort of a better, happier, healthier, wealthier life?
I would say for me, it's about making it easy. My whole thing that I say to everyone is ease and grace is the pace. And I think that when you are in alignment to that ease, you meet the right people, everything happens, and it's not like a hustle. So the more ease you bring into your life, like you don't have to have a lot of things to be happy. It's just about finding that ease, and when you have that ease,
yes, ease.
Sunshine.
It is sunshine. You are sunshine. You're welcome.
For me, it's like life is a long game. Like you keep going. We all have 24 hours, and the bigger thing every day I say everybody is about legacy. Get up in the morning and train for legacy. Don't train for life. You know, share your heart. Like go deeper. Share your why. Share your heart, and we're all together. Let's leave the best memory here.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would say take time for your health. Early detection for breast cancer really helps save lives. So take time for your health. Pay attention to your body. Go see your doctor.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I would say just live your life through your heart. You know, it's not about living in your head or what society says you should do or think or your parents. It's about getting out of your head and into your heart. And sometimes it's said that's the longest journey from your head to your heart. And the heart will show you the way.
Absolutely. Well, we've locked the door, so there's no way out. So you stay here with us today.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday live at 9 a.m. You can listen to all your favorite interviews. It's available as a podcast on iTunes.
Please like, share, and comment. Support all these beautiful, amazing people. We are waking up the world together.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Love.